Without the right to vote in duly constituted elections, people do not have a way of voicing their wishes in how their government is run except by force. Tyranny takes over and fighting, revolution, and wars result. More than 200 years ago, the United States of America was formed with the express purpose of giving everyone a voice, of establishing a democracy among equals. There would be no king, no emperor, no one person or group with absolute power. One of the founding fathers and third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, said,
"The basis of our government is the opinion of the people. Governmental power is derived from the consent of the governed."
One of our fundamental rights enumerated in the Constitution is that the right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged. Almost 100 years later, President Lincoln called it
a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
It is our right, privilege, and duty as Americans to vote. So, how do you become a voter? If you are 18 and a citizen, you have the right to vote, to help direct the government of the United States of America. Felons, of course, may only register when their sentences and paroles are completed. There are now 260 million people in this country. Through the years, a fair system has been established to get and count each person's vote. First, you must register to vote with the county in which you live. That gives the county a way of checking the signature of each voter as they vote so that each person votes only once. Registration is closed 29 days before an election, so don't delay in your registration. The exception includes new citizens who may register up to 7 days before an election. Voter registration forms are available for free in many places, at the Department of Motor Vehicles, public libraries, city halls, post offices, fire stations, county offices, and elsewhere. You may also call the Elections Office, listed under County Elections Office in the telephone book, and they will send you a registration form to fill out and return by mail. The Community Service section of the telephone book has phone numbers for registration information in 6 languages. The directions are very clear. They want to know who you are, where you live, and if you have them, a telephone number, a driver's license or ID card. You will also have to sign a declaration of the truthfulness of what you have written. Do print clearly or type. If you ever change your name, address, or party affiliation, you will need to re-register. You may register in any of the political parties listed or check Decline to State if you do not want any party affiliation. When your registration form is received in the County Elections Office, you will receive by return mail a card noting that you are duly registered to vote. You will then automatically receive notices of upcoming elections, the place you go to vote near where you live on election day, the date and hours it will be open, the candidate statements, and other ballot information. You will also receive a form to sign and return at least 7 days before the election if you would like to request an absentee ballot. If you are going to be out of town, away from your precinct, or are incapacitated, voting by absentee ballot is a good option. You will then mark the ballot that is sent to you following the directions carefully. Sign it, seal it, and return it to the County Elections Office before 8 p.m. on the election date. They have a fascinating machine that can verify signatures. You are welcome to go to the Elections Office at any time and watch what they do. You will also receive a sample ballot to study. It's a good idea to mark it ahead of time when you have time to study it. It is wise to take the completed sample ballot to your polling place and into the voting booth with you. The most important question to registered voters is, how do I get information about who and what to vote for? And how do I evaluate the information that bombards voters on radio and TV before an election? Do read the material that comes with your sample ballot. The state booklet is especially helpful, as are the statements by the candidates that are enclosed. By all means, do not rely only on the TV and radio sound bites. They are designed to sway voters and may or may not be entirely factual. It is important to check the people and the money that are backing the campaign for or against the candidate or measure. Cable TV does provide public service nonpartisan ballot information and candidate debates that should be carefully noted. Call the League of Women Voters in your area for information. They are a national, nonpartisan organization whose purpose is to promote informed participation in government. The League sponsors both local, state, and national candidate debates and prepares arguments, both pro and con, of all of the ballot measures which may be broadcast on local TV. Election Day has arrived. Be sure to schedule time to vote during that day. It only takes a few minutes on your way to or from your work, since polls are usually open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day. You may, of course, vote at any time during the day. Midday is the least crowded time. Don't wait until Election Day to study your ballot. If you have previously marked your sample ballot, take it into the voting booth with you, and it will not take long to vote.
Let's now follow a voter going through the voting process. First, you need to sign in to verify your identity. You will then be given a ballot and marking instrument to take into the voting booth with you. You are also allowed to bring your sample ballot that you have marked previously. You will notice that this voter's ballot has test ballot written in dark ink across it. Because this is a demonstration of the actual process, we did not use a real ballot. The actual ballot you are given on Election Day is secret, and no one else is allowed to see it. As you read over the ballot, you may find a name or issue on which you have no opinion. In that case, leave the appropriate space blank. If more than one candidate is to be elected to a specific office, such as City Council or School Board, mark only the number required or fewer. If you mark more than the number required, none of the votes for that office will be counted. When both sides of all the cards have been marked to your satisfaction, you will place them in the secrecy holder and give the holder to the election official. The election official will put the ballot in the ballot box and give you the stub from the end of your ballot. If you have made a mistake on any part of the ballot, simply return the whole ballot to any election official at the polling place and receive a new ballot. The election process you have just witnessed is the system in place in Contra Costa County in early 1999. Although other county systems may vary, all systems require a valid registration, one vote per person, and absolute secrecy in the balloting process.
This system has made the U.S. government the envy of the world. Changes in government take place in an orderly fashion when citizens are able to vote regularly and voice their opinions. This is what democracy means. Now that you know how, be sure to vote and make your voice a part of our democracy.